What's up, y'all?
Happy Monday, guys. How we doing?
What's good, y'all? What's good? Yeah, let us know who we got in chat. I see Michael and Carlos are dropping some questions early today. I love it. Yeah, there's also I've been seeing like some early Memorial Day sales popping up. So all of you guys that are doing some arbitrage, usually I'd say it's like the second easiest sourcing week of the year behind like Black Friday from what I've seen. And so far the sales are even crazier than last year. So I would assume it'll be some pretty good money for everybody to make here.
So much money to be made here over the next couple of weeks. Yeah, a lot of holidays coming up, a lot of good buying opportunities. A lot of stuff that does really well during Q4 is discounted right now too, right? Got to think about for some of the folks that have been in the game for a while, the opportunity to buy some stuff now and then hold it till Q4.
Yeah, if you got plenty of money sitting around.
Yep.
Absolutely. What's up, Adrian?
Appreciate you, Adrian.
What up, Santiago? Good to see you again. Santiago was hanging out in Miami.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Can't wait for back to school. Yes, dude. Nolan's Ecom been doing some crazy good work on Twitter, man. Dude, keep up the good work. I haven't seen you cooking on here.
Twitter is trending for the better.
Yep, absolutely.
Sherry said, "Really need this. Thanks for sharing." Yeah, Sherry, of course. Whatever questions you got, happy to help out with on this. If a listing only has FBM sellers, will the lowest price get the buy box? If there's no buy box, yes. If there is a buy box, then it's going to be a combination of just pricing and deliver dates. So if you take a look as if you were the customer and that low price has delivery date of June 4th, it's pretty far out. You probably want to avoid it, on that. But if it's, May 26th and the other sellers are May 26th and May 25th, then it's going to rotate between all of them right there. So it's not just about pricing. The delivery date component is very important too. And a lot of times newer sellers will accidentally undercut people they think are competitive because their price is low, but they're not actually competitive because they're really backordered pretty much. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, saw a couple of you guys asking some ungating questions as well. If you're getting denials or all that kind of stuff, just keep submitting. Add as much information as you can, as long as you got 10 units from a legit source. It's just kind of the nature of the beast these days. You got to submit multiple times.
Yep. Oh yeah. Glad to see you guys. What's up, Tony? Finally got the haircut.
Hey,
you're damn right, Michael. Appreciate you. Joey says just got the roadmap. Figured I'd take this serious. Hey, good work. We're happy to help. Whatever questions you got, let us know, and we'll see you at the roadmap coaching calls every Sunday too. As well. So Warner, you have a good video with a tax guy, right? That's like actually licensed.
Yeah. Just look up. Yeah, Fields of Profit Taxes. I think you have some videos with him too, right, Corey?
How about Bennett's? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he knows his stuff when it comes to taxes. His company, I think, is Tall Oak Advisors, and they specialize in working with e-com sellers. So that's who we use for bookkeeping too.
Yeah, just look up Amazon seller taxes, basically.
Yep,
Daniel's very obsessed with the Falkland Islands.
I know. He comments that on all of my tweets too.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't really know what that means.
I don't know what the cool. Let's see, Alexandra. For repricing, do you recommend undercutting Amazon by 1 cent or a percentage? So Amazon, you need to undercut by more than like 1%. Usually it's like at least 5 to 10%, if not more. But just test it. It can be very listing dependent because some products they'll just straight up share a buy box with you. So if you have been on the listing for like a week and they're not sharing sales, then start gradually increasing that undercut amount until you find where it gives you the buy box.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how some listings they'll share buy box on, some listings they won't. But I posted a video today on the types of products you should avoid selling, and I break down what that looks like with exact examples. So I'd really recommend all of you guys check out that video. Watch the entire thing. It's going to show you pretty much all the different types of products you should avoid selling on Amazon. Typically, we make lots of videos about like how to find winning products and everything like that. It shows literally step-by-step key examples of products you should avoid and why you should avoid them.
Yeah. I would assume it has something to do with them just being low on stock when they start sharing rotation like that.
Gotta be.
Yeah, I feel like that's gotta be it. Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense as well too. Yeah, what's up, fellas? What up, Trey? How to get reseller certification? Yeah, so it's different per state, but honestly would just recommend just asking ChatGPT how to do it in your state.
Yeah, and usually it's as simple as just registering with your state's Department of Revenue as a retail business. and they'll give you what's called like a sales and use tax number or a resale number. And that's just what you'll use to fill out those resale certificates every time.
For sure. It's like Secretary of State office usually. Pretty cheap.
Ooh, so I have like a big list of like 100 for all the coaching program guys here. But I'd start just asking ChatGPT, common ones. It's going to spit out like a Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's, some of those big retailers. Honestly, there's a lot of retailers that'll take it if you like hit up their customer service too, as well. That can kind of be a double-edged sword though, because the occasional site will ban you if you ask that. But it's not a bad idea to do it through like a junky email or something, honestly, and that kind of pretty much solves it pretty quick.
Yep. So yeah, so it's more for like scan and use stuff. Devin, if you're just scanning used books, just use the Amazon seller app, basically. Yeah, because it doesn't really matter. Like when you're buying a used book, you're paying $1, so you don't really need precision. Because if you make a bad buy ever, it costs you $1, right?
Right.
And when you're buying something on the show, RA, you need another past data so that it doesn't, it's not usually way cheaper, that kind of thing, basically.
Yeah, used stuff is so profitable that you can terrible at reading data and it still can be fine because like you can get a lot of used products, like used books to sell on Amazon. I used to get a ton of it for free.
Oh yeah, dude. Back in the day, you could just post on Craigslist like, "Hey, I'll take your books, right? I'll come take your books for free," and people would just hit you up and say like, "Hey, I've got this basement full of books, come have them." And a lot of times there'd be money to be made in that pile of books. Like that was a strategy a lot of people did.
Yeah, I was picking up books for a while. You can make friends with people who have access to books early too. If you're like dead broke, I was talking to all the like estate sale ladies in my city, and they'd hit me up whenever they were selling something that had a bunch of books.
Yep. Now that I have an EIN, can I do wholesale? I still don't have my LLC, but I have my EIN and operating as a sole proprietorship. So Alexandra, I wouldn't recommend that only because they're like suppliers probably aren't going to work with you unless you have an actual business entity. And being a sole proprietor isn't really, in my opinion, like a legitimate entity. So I would get that LLC set up if that's going to be best for your situation. Most people it is, but talk to your accountant or your tax person. I'd get that set up before I started reaching out to suppliers personally.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, James, it's normal. You just got to spend a couple times normally.
Why did that get declined? Yeah, totally. It'll typically happen about like 5 to 10x per brand. And you kind of just got to like trust that that's how the system works. I know it sucks feeling rejection sometimes. Yeah, it's just part of being an entrepreneur right there. Shout out, Drat. Yeah, cousin Wi-Fi astronaut in the building. Let's big love for Wi-Fi astronaut right there. If I live in which state should I create an LLC in? That's actually a great question that we are not licensed to answer anything like that. Honestly, I think ChatGPT or a lawyer might be good to look into with that. Personally, I'm not really sure what the best protocol would be for that.
Yeah, there'll be a CPA in your area that kind of has the hookup on that. Let's see. How do you use? Oh, what up? We got VSCG123 in the in the building. You said, how do you personally use keep a product viewer in your business? So you can use it to you can use it as almost like a live restock sheet if you have it paired like nicely with a Seller Amp Google Sheet. Yeah, there's some stuff on that in the roadmap, which I think you are, and then we'll also we're diving into some Keep a Product Finder stuff on the roadmap call tonight. If you guys are already in 7, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah, so in the cut, long time no see. SCG. Yeah, long time no see.
Lux Ladder had a good question here. So they said they're watching my 9-hour free course, and they said the favorite part is when you introduce the equation to guide your buying decisions. How do you know how many to buy of an item to test? So I like to buy anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks worth of stock as a test. For most people, 4 weeks or 30 days is a safe test order and a safe bet. So that's really what I usually do in most cases.
I received an overnight letter from Fories for a certain brand. This was the first letter. Yeah, so letters from brands, not obviously every time, but some of the time they'll be like black hat sellers trying to like pressure you and stuff and make you think that it's like an IP complaint or something like that. Voorhees has been sending those for a while, just saying what most people do is most sellers just kind of disregard them. What I would recommend is just really look into if anything's ever come out of that, if people are getting kicked off the listings, if anything shows in your Amazon seller account health page, and just active based off that. Yep. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got you, LL. We got you. Yep. Sweet. So yeah, whatever questions y'all got, let us know in the chat. We are happy to help here. You know, very important time of year. We got Memorial Day. We got the Knicks' first championship in coming up as well. Good.
Absolutely. Yeah, and make sure you guys are on the free class on Wednesday night as well. Got a bunch of product sourcing, all that kind of stuff to show you guys. Link is down below. And go watch Corey's free course if you guys are wanting to dig into more wholesale education for those of you guys that have already been crushing it doing some arbitrage.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Let's see. How do you handle the FBM return refunds? Do you give the customer the full refund as they request it, or do you wait for the product to come back to you? What do you guys do in that case? I know you guys do more FBM than I do.
Yeah, you refund it when it comes back to you. Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise they'll just keep it if they notice you refund it. Then they have like all the leverage and the item.
Right.
And the high ground. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the high ground.
I thought that's what you said. My bad.
I like that. I like that. What can you say about Section 3 violations? How to avoid? Yeah, so Section 3 doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It's basically just a program that Amazon started to make sure that people on every listing are selling real products, and it's completely normal for usually accounts that are like 2 or less years old to get them. Sometimes even older than that. And as long as you're buying legit inventory, you just submit that, and you're good to go. And because it's not triggered by anything beyond just randomly getting pulled out of a hat to say, hey, we're gonna make sure this guy's legit. That doesn't mean you did anything wrong. You just gotta prove that you're buying real stuff, basically.
Yep. Will you come out with Walmart selling content once WAM comes out? Hell yeah. Warner, you want to pop up this ace in here?
Yeah, I got you.
Fire. I'll get it.
Web is going to be so hype. That's actually, I love the name too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're excited.
W seller amp.
It's we've been using it a little bit on the back end ourselves. It'll be sick, and it's free. So all you guys, if you haven't heard about it, we're SellerAmp launching a free tool that's pretty similar for Walmart sellers. So you'll be able to start selling on Walmart and save some money if you're already using something that is not free.
So this,
sweet.
are you about to answer a question there, Warner?
I was just gonna pull up this ASIN
Okay.
that Tony drops, which should be pretty straightforward. Number one, it seems like it just kind of looks like a private label just based on the listing, tons of feedback. And even if this was profitable, it's usually like $5. And like I would bet that this is a private label item just because there's also nothing coming up when I search it either, right? So this is definitely a private label item that they're like branding and shipping across the see that this might be the old might be a little tariff bump or something like that because they probably had the buy costs go up. Yeah.
Tariff bump. The price doubled.
Yeah. I mean their price doubled, so it makes sense.
Right.
They're selling Walmart too. That's a buy. They sell you see that? They had it listed on Walmart too.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So Sam had a good question here. I want to answer this. So they said, how will I know if I'm going to have problems with Amazon from the products that I bought from a small local distributor? Do I need to get the origin of the product from them before buying? What are your thoughts? So if you're going to be buying from a smaller local distributor, you've got to make sure that they are buying directly from the brand. Now, most of the time they probably will be, right? Especially if they've been around for a while. And how you're going to determine if Amazon is going to accept their invoices or if Amazon's going to have a problem with them is if you can easily find them online, like if their invoice appears to be legitimate and then you go and Google search their name. If an Amazon rep can Google search the supplier's name and easily find their website and find a Google business page and find reviews and find pictures of the storefront and all these things, then you're going to be perfectly fine. But if the supplier has no web presence at all and they have no website or a terrible website and you can't find them on Google, then Amazon is probably going to deny them even if they're legitimate. So it's more so how easy is it for Amazon to find them and verify them with publicly available information like Google.
Do you need an LLC for Walmart? I think you do, right?
I think so. I don't think you can sell in Walmart just as like a individual person.
Yeah.
You need a business.
A-Day info. So Saul, I know.
Saul for sure, I would say, yeah.
I don't know if he does YouTube. Let me see. I can see him maybe making some YouTube videos. Let's see if he does YouTube too. But yeah, Saul sells stuff. Yeah, he does a good job. We had him on our podcast too. Let's see.
Paulo said, do you recommend buying a seasoned account that has Nike ungated?
What up, Paulo?
What's up, Paulo?
Probably not, just because, like, unless you can get a good deal on it.
I think it depends on the person too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what kind of source do you have? If you got a source that you can exploit, then it could be very worth it.
Yeah, it depends on like what you're paying, that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, we've all seen how kind of, it's not a great idea to build a bunch of stuff on one brand anymore. So I would just be careful.
I'm newer to FBM. Are there any tips you can drop? Do you have videos that go over all things FBM? Yeah, so Warner has a fire FBM breakdown. So do I. If you just search like Amazon FBM Merchant Fulfillment Guide on YouTube, you'll see them pop up. Definitely would recommend going through that. I'll show you like supplies you need, shipping costs, what to charge the customer, shipping templates, all that kind of stuff. Starting out, should I storefront stock mostly FBM sellers? I would just open up everyone. Honestly, I would just open up everyone when you're getting going. But start out on like auto ungate listings, which are typically going to be newer sellers and typically going to be cheaper cost. Or my bad, more like auto ungate type of stuff there. Although don't be afraid of stuff that's gated, but it's awesome to feel some auto ungates too when you're a newer seller. Yeah.
Any products I find that are selling well on Amazon, I can't find suppliers with those exact same products. Well, have you tried calling the manufacturer directly? Because obviously they're going to have those products, right? Are you talking about, are you doing arbitrage or are you trying to do wholesale? Either way, there's going to be websites that are carrying just about any big brand name product if you're trying to do online arbitrage. And there's going to be multiple distributors and definitely the brand themselves that you can buy the product from if you're doing wholesale. So there's definitely suppliers that carry just about every product out there.
Yeah, and I think you're probably looking at kind of two random Amazon links. Like I think you're maybe even just like searching stuff on Amazon or something like that, because you could watch Warner and I's videos, and if you're using the storefront stalking method, every single listing you look up is going to be very clearly available on a certain retailer. Now, it might not be in stock, might not be profitable right there, but Nick Flash, I think you're getting kind of way too broad or like looking at random items. Or something like that. When you can watch Warner and I's videos, we teach the storefront stalking method for beginners, where literally might make a video about this tomorrow, but every listing you look at is a winning product, sells quick, and then you just have to find it at a profitable price right there.
Yeah, find what sources are cheap and then figure out who's buying from those sources, basically, rather than just like randomly clicking through products. So, for example, like Memorial Day sales are rolling. There's a ton of like great coupons on that. There's going to be like specific website, even just brands directly, something like a Nautica or something like that, right? They're going to run a big coupon and then everyone else has already done the work. So like if you're looking at storefronts, they by definition have to buy it somewhere you can at least. It's not always going to be profitable, but you're going to be able to see where they bought it.
And you guys using AI agents? I'm not necessarily like an agent, but
I'm not really there yet.
Pretty often now. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as like automating tasks, it's not quite there yet, but it's a good like kind of you can consult with like you can kind of get ideas from it. Yeah. And you can have it like challenge things. Like one thing, even just outside of business, I like to have it like take the other side of an argument and just like rationalize like something I don't agree in. I like agree with business, that kind of thing, and see why somebody would agree with that. It's kind of interesting.
No. Yeah, this is facts from Agent here. It's totally facts. Right there. Do you know when Ross has that purple tag sale? Do they have a schedule or is it random? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT real quick.
Talk to your Ross manager. Just talk to the local retail store managers, and that goes for non-discount stores too. If you guys ever find a product that's like a banger at like Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, that kind of thing, a lot of times the store managers are willing to order you extra if you go pick it up from them. Basically, I've done that with like JCPenney and that kind of thing.
So it says in January here, but
interesting.
I assume
it's probably like a post. It might be a post-Christmas thing, because I know TJ Maxx had their like yellow tag sale or whatever, and that was like right after Christmas season. It felt like.
Yeah. Should I get SellerAmp before I start selling? You should totally start selling, and get SellerAmp from day one because you need it to start selling. Right there.
That's how you source products, basically.
Replenishable Keepa look like versus one-off clearance items. One-off clearance items are going to have a lot more volatility and then the competition is going to go way further down. Meanwhile, a replenishable item is going to be very, very steady, but don't worry about that at all. Like just focus on finding profitable stuff. And then before you know it, you're going to be able to find stuff that you can rebuy right there too.
Yep.
Ross managers don't like you very much. I mean, yeah. Try to figure out what makes a good deal for them, right? Like you roll up with some donuts, and maybe they like you a lot more. Figure out what you got to do to butter them up a little bit.
No, that's a tip that Reezy gave back in the day, and I remember thinking about how smart that was. Back when he was doing a lot of used books from Goodwills and places like that, he would bring like a dozen donuts or like snacks and food to the workers there at the Goodwill. And it works the same way if you're doing retail arbitrage, bringing gift cards or food or just gifts to the store managers. I mean, they are naturally going to like you more for that. And you're going to get more opportunities when you do stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's a great strategy.
Yeah. You guys have any videos about taxes? Yeah, we have a Buy Box Bandits episode with Chris Potter. And then both of these guys have videos with Chris Potter, as well as actually like license for that. Is there any way to configure the search on SellerAmp so that Amazon is not on the buy box like we can with Keepa? What do you mean like the search on SellerAmp, JB? I'm not sure what you mean. You can't like select the like data view to not show Amazon, I don't think. So Denise, you don't have it fully activated there. Yeah, so you add it to your Google Chrome, but you got to actually click to display it there, and then it'll show if you scroll down there like it does on ours.
Yep. What's up, Paul? Paul, you know all the most of the credit card hacks. Come on.
Yeah, I assume that he was asking just for the benefit of other people.
You're doing what, like a couple million a year, something like that now?
Yeah. Beginners. Yeah.
And then a really good one for a lot of beginners is to check and see like what that payment date is for your business, right? And then you could spend a whole bunch of money right after that date, and it basically gives you a couple extra weeks, because if you spend towards the end of it, it's going to take exactly 4 weeks to have to pay it again. Sometimes you can get like up to 8 weeks off it if you buy like right after that statement date. And you can also move your statement date forward to get a more favorable date in the future.
Yep.
When ungating, does the invoice have to have your LLC on the invoice? Nope. Yeah. So Robert, I know you've been commenting our videos too. It's just how the system works, especially once you start getting sales, it's a lot easier too. But sometimes it'll just take a little bit longer. Robert, if you haven't seen anything work yet from an approval perspective, go buy something and one on Walmart and do it with that. Yeah. Below the pick. Yeah. If you scroll down, you should be able to see that Keep It chart there.
Business bank recommendations. That's one of those things that doesn't really matter, Alexandra. Anything that anything that stores money and you can maybe send some wires relatively cheaply if you end up buying some stuff in bulk later down the line. That's about it.
I will say I do like more local or regional banks though, because of the relationship component too. It's easier to kind of form a relationship with the local bank than it is like a Chase or a Wells Fargo or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard big sellers say that a lot too, that makes a lot of sense. The local, I guess they're called like credit unions.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
Warner says usually skip past items with Amazon on it. Is there a way to see just listings without Amazon? Yeah, when your storefront stocking, don't open the ones that have Amazon on them, basically. Now, I actually think if it's listings with variations, you should take a quick peek and see if there's any listings without Amazon on it. Or sorry, any variations without Amazon.
Yeah, especially if the like max cost seems decent.
Yeah, it's just like we're obviously talking quick in our videos, guys. So there's nuance on stuff and everything, but like long term, you'll probably totally compete with Amazon on certain listings.
Yep. Yeah, Jose, just go on Card Bear when you're buying discounted gift cards. That's like one of the places that you can buy discounted gift cards from, basically. Usually like
on Card Bear.
Yeah. Usually like GCX tends to be the cheapest from what I've seen. A lot of times Card Cash, but buy the cheapest.
Is if a listing continues to go off and suppress, will that continue to be a problem? Yeah. So I've made a shitload of money on listings with no buy box, which is what suppressed means. Basically, so don't necessarily see it as a problem. It is going to lead to slower sales, but if it hasn't had a buy box for a while, you can see what the sales velocity was like when it hasn't had a buy box. Same thing suppressed, right, over time. You're going to be able to see that. Sure. So like it could still totally be pumping, Yeah.
Corey, you ever gone to hit up some suppliers in person? Matt was asking about like how to do some of that local outreach.
Yeah, Matt. So absolutely. So I see you're asking about what you should put on your business card. So I wouldn't really overthink that. I mean, have something that you can leave with them. Really just your name and your company name and your website is probably going to suffice. And then your phone number as well. But yeah, I mean, when showing up in person, I just like to say, hey, I was in the area. I'm looking to buy some of I assume you're talking about meeting with the distributors. So you can just name drop a couple of the brands that they carry. And just show up and just have a conversation. And I'm sure it'll go really well. The in-person stuff always goes well.
Bang, right there. Card Bear is the best. Oh, yeah, got to be using that. Target Yogi Tea brand, Garrett. Yeah, Target Yogi Tea.
Yeah, anywhere you're buying profitable groceries basically will be good for you. Content creating. Oh, you can start making some videos, Alexandra. I like it. Yeah, just use your iPhone when you're starting. Yeah, Madrigal Finds is a great follow on Instagram, that kind of stuff. For sure though. But yeah, just use your iPhone if you're wanting to kind of document stuff.
Oh yeah. So appreciate you guys tuning in for another Monday. Make sure you guys follow these guys on all platforms: Fields of Profit, Corey Ganim, and then our buddy all at Amazon. He didn't make it today. Yeah, watch that new video I posted, guys. Going to break down the types of products you should avoid selling. Very, very important. See all the different red flags you should avoid right there. Yep. Can you please guide me on where? Yeah, watch come to the free class on Wednesday night, Gaming Shorts. Yeah, come to the free class on Wednesday night. It's go.thefbaroadmap.com/register. Right there. It's very, very important. We'd love to see you there. And we're going to get to it right there. Y'all have a great day.
For sure.
All right. See you guys.